Hey guys, this is Mila. I'm here with a video after not making video for over a year, I'd say. I decided my first video when I'm back is to just show you how I go about doing my wash and go for the week. As you can see here, I just washed my hair, detangled it. It's big and fluffy. I did some protein treatments for a few months, and I had just done one with this, and I used the keratin and green tea restructurizer from WnG after I was done with everything on naked hair. I'm just showing you that I sprayed it all around, and it's a pretty fine mist. I apologize if you hear any barking in the background. My dogs are playing in another room. Also, I then used the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen, Grow, and Restore Edge Treatment, which is not so much an edge slicker as it is something to help keep your edges nice and strong. If you have experienced breakage at any point from trying to be natural and doing protective styling or flat ironing, this is really great. I have a naturally very thick head of hair, and yet my edges, as I get older, are not as strong as they used to be. So I put that all around the perimeter because inevitably with styling you're going to get stress. I also then put some coconut, it's cooking oil, but it's liquid coconut oil, and that's great, and I just put it all through my hair as well. So I was flipping my hair all over the place doing that stuff. So I'm showing you that I have this nice rake comb. I'd never had one before, but I got it in a curl box kit one month, and I don't know if it's seamless. I'm trying to show you though that it is very smooth, and I don't experience much breakage with it. I'm also wearing a huge towel. I mean, not a huge towel, a huge t-shirt. But here's a brush, a really nice brush I got from Sally Beauty Supply. That's kind of like the Tangle Teaser bristles, where they're pretty flexible and they're different lengths. But as you can see, it's not as wide as the Tangle Teasers, so it really does a good job in helping to detangle but also define curls. And I loved it so much that when I was on vacation to visit my parents, I didn't have one. I just went to Sally's and bought another. I'm also going to use one clip, doesn't really matter what kind, I'll get a clip. And I have about 4 hair bands there. I really like these because these are the silicone stretchy ones, and they're pretty strong. They last me just as long as regular ones, and I don't have as much hair pulled out. I still sometimes do, just because I'm pretty careless taking it out. So this is the Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen, Grow, and Restore Leave-In Conditioner from Shea Moisture. I got this in a curl box kit, and I really like it. Stuff is just the right consistency. It's creamy. It's not too thick or oily, but it's also not too watery. Like a lot of other people, I do kind of wish it was in like maybe a pump or a squeeze bottle would be perfect, because a pump, then like when you get to the bottom of the bottle, it's hard to get it out, but I like it. This is also Curly Curl Cream by Talia Wajid. My mother gave this to me. She wasn't too fond of it, but I found a good way to work with it. It is kind of like a creamy balm. When you pick it up with your finger, it has a smooth but dense consistency. I would say it's almost like whipped butter. Yeah. But it's not too thick if you use the right amount, and if you section off. I would say if you're not too careful, you can really end up with a lot of product buildup and it just sitting on your hair. Then I was going to finish off with Hair Rules Hydrating Finishing Cream. I hadn't used it before. I was using a different finishing product before, but this is new. I got this in a previous curl box about maybe a year ago, and it's just like your regular cream. It's got the consistency of like a very thick hand lotion, and it plays well with other products. Definitely, you don't have to use a lot of it. And I'm just showing you the consistency there. So if you see me talking, I'm probably talking to my husband or the dogs. I just decided to opt out of doing any audio while I was doing this. So I finish off with Dream Kids Olive Miracle Smooth Edges. That is what I use to slick my edges down. And it's not so much my edges, as you can see there, it's a clear pomade. It's not so much my edges, but it's kind of like the part of the hair that you see when you're finally done, the outer parts, and it really helps with some problem areas I have, and it's nice and thick. This is a 3XL t-shirt that I bought from Walmart in a pack of 3. I love these. They work great as hair towels, and it really reduces my frizz. So I'm going to start off with the leave-in conditioner. I'll show you how much I use exactly. Because it is very runny, you kind of have to scoop your fingers to get it out, or else you'll lose half of your product on your house. But here I was trying to figure out which way I wanted to start. And I kind of, because my hair is so thick, I have to put this on with my head in like different positions and section it and everything. So I just started with my head upright so you could see. And from time to time, you do see like white residue from some of these products, but by the time I'm done styling it, it really does sink in. And I really love the way this stuff feels. I have very fine hair, but I have a ton of it. So I have a problem with having products that are definitely thick enough to control the volume that I may not want all of with my hair, but it doesn't always go through all the strands. So I find that I have to do just sections at a time, and I'm very impatient, so I've been doing this for a while, trying to figure out the least amount of sectioning off of hair I have to do. And I'll tell you, I love this technique for my hair. I think it works very well for fine hair that's densely packed on the scalp. I would say it would work well for normal thickness strands as well as coarse strands. Although for coarse strands you may need to use different products, and the products are not so important as it is the technique I found. So I've actually stopped trying to find holy grails so much as using these Curlbox subscription and getting hand-me-downs from my mother and other people, or seeing reviews on stuff. I'll try a product out because it may work for me and I may really like it, but I find it's more how I use the product that's important than necessarily what's in it. And my hair is not sensitive to cones or anything like that, or protein. My hair actually loves protein, so I do use a lot of stuff that has protein in it. That's why, you know, if you have a product that you would rather use instead, definitely go ahead and use it. But I personally really like this product, and it does smell a little bit like Play-Doh, but it has a sweetness, a mild sweet smell to it too. I really like it. I guess it smells a little yeasty, maybe a little bit like beer. Maybe that's the protein that you're smelling from the castor seed oil. So anyways, yeah, you can see I have a ton of hair, and I'm gonna have to start sectioning off inside after this part just to get through it all, because really I haven't even gotten into the middle of my head. You know, if I left it like this, I probably wouldn't leave the house happy with my hair like this. I could, but I would probably just pull it back in a ponytail. But also I was saying that this technique that I've been using would be really great for just about any curl size. I currently am not wearing my hair out. I have it in a protective style with tree braids that are curly, and it's synthetic hair. And I have been using the technique that I'll be showing you in these videos on the synthetic curly hair, and it's great. And the synthetic curly hair is, you know, it's plastic and it's a lot looser than my curl pattern. And I really wanted to share this with you guys because I have not seen any videos on using a t-shirt besides for when you're drying your hair. Never mind anything about being able to define when you have a lot of small curls. I consider my curls to be on the small side, not tiny, but you know, they're not, I don't think they're humongous curls. So I guess they're medium to small size. And to think sometimes when you're hearing about finger twirling or coiling your hair, it sounds so exhausting, but I'm going to show you guys that it really doesn't have to be. And if you do a good prep, at least at the beginning of the week, you can have a good hair week and not too many bad hair days. And I did this on some days I had humidity, during this week, and other days was very dry. Other days I had really hard shifts at work. I'm a nurse and I was sweating. So yeah, this is my standby technique. This is my holy grail technique. So I'm gonna start sectioning off my hair. Section it in half first. Grab that big old chunk of my hair. I have a lot of heat damage on the edges too, from where like I was trying to wear lace front wigs in the winter and I had my edges out trying to blend it, and I used way too high a heat with a flat iron. And to top it off, on my edges, my curl pattern is a lot looser too. So that was a big mistake on my part. And that's another reason why I really have been laying on the protein, and my hair hasn't had any adverse effects from it. I can't put enough protein on my hair. So this technique is also really good if you're, I would say, transitioning, because I suppose I am transitioning parts of my hair, even though it's largely all natural. But I also have different hair curl sizes on my head. On the top of my head, it's a lot looser. It's between 3A and 3B, which is really difficult when you are trying to make that work with some parts of the hair that are like close to 4A, and that's more close to my mid-crown area. I have those pieces. It's not huge. The really loose pieces and the really tight pieces are not big pieces, and everything does clump. But I have just had to learn a lot about my hair and figuring out how best to get everything to work. And this technique allows me to let each curl do what it wants. I would not recommend this technique for if you are concerned about lengthening your curl or stretching your curl out. This will not do that. In fact, this will make your hair probably seem shorter or smaller, simply because in the process of defining the curls and keeping them defined through the week, you're going to have shrinkage. I'm not so concerned with looking like I have long hair or I have big hair, because one, I don't really have a problem with making my hair look big if I need to, but also if I really want long hair, I have plenty of hair in my house that is not attached to my head that I can wear in the form of a wig or extensions or clip-ins or braided in. So if I'm really hankering for long hair, that's not an issue. I don't need my own hair to be super long or to look super long. But I do think this makes your curls look the most beautiful, because believe it or not, stretching your curls out does not necessarily mean that they look good. That just means that they're stretched out, and your curl pattern and your curl size is what they are. So why not have them look springy and healthy? And this definitely does that.